Hey, but Justin Wu Lee coming in. So before I roll the Reaper drone surveillance footage showing the FBI committing first-degree murder against Robert LaVoy Finicum, I need to go over a couple things with you, such as Oregon citizens telling the BLM and FBI to go home, sharing the sentiments of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge occupiers, which all of these Oregonians were backing and supporting despite what propagandists were trying to sell you. This is tried and true information right here, folks, put out 2 days before the FBI decided to commit first-degree murder along with the Oregon State Police, who were being overseen by the Oregon Sheriff, which would be Sheriff David Ward, who conveniently was a former BLM special agent. Conflict of interest? Well, that's not the only conflict of interest, because we also see the governor of Oregon, Kate Brown here, hanging out looking really nervous with Barack Hussein Obama, who was set to, with the swipe of a pen, steal a whole bunch of land which ranchers were already opposing in Malheur County in regards to the monument designation that Obama was set to sign off on, this dating all the way back to October 21st, 2015, which in fact, when I aired it, the feds were so threatened by this web page showing that 400 Oregon ranchers were under BLM attack, tried and true information, that they committed a web attack against that page, removing it. But thankfully, I screencasted every bit of it, so you can see it for yourself. It'll be linked along with all of these Oregon citizens supporting the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge occupiers. And it was right about this time here that all of the Oregon citizens, along with their help from out of state, were rising up, that certain criminal politicians, again, were getting very nervous, like Oregon Governor Kate Brown, Barack Obama. They needed some help from the former BLM agent, now Sheriff Dave Ward, also told by Kate Brown to step up the pressure. And of course, Barack Obama's accomplice here, who he appointed, by the way, the director of the FBI, James Comey, also, side note, seen there sitting next to the narco-terrorist arms supplier via ATF Operation Fast and Furious, Eric Holder, who then committed perjury under oath 2 times in regards to the crimes he committed while trafficking thousands of guns to narco-terrorists, getting hundreds of people killed, including a U.S. Border Patrol agent by the name of Brian Terry. You might also recall that Barack here used what he called executive privilege, what most actual legitimate law enforcement agents would call obstructing a federal investigation, to cover up several of the emails that were transpiring between Eric Holder, Janet Napolitano, Barack Obama, and other individuals in relation to Operation Fast and Furious. These are the kind of people, the same kind of scumbags like the director of the FBI, James Comey, that are overseeing the murder that you're about to witness.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.
The footage that will play in just seconds completely confirms the statements made by Victoria, the eyewitness who produced audio testimony that has gone viral across the internet in regards to the FBI's first-degree murder of Robert LaVoy Finicum.
Hillary Clinton has described already, the meeting in the White House over 2 years ago, everyone in the national security team recommended arming ISIS. And the president.
So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. More Sunni volunteers are coming forward. Some are already being trained, and they can be a new force.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.
You have reached the Federal Bureau of Investigation's public access line. This call may be recorded or monitored. FBI, may I help you?
Hello, this is Justin Hess with the U.S. Department of Counter-Tyranny Operations. The following information can be verified with a simple Google Internet search, so any failure to act upon this information will be seen as gross negligence. All you need to do is Internet search Obama admits to training terrorists. Ma'am, this is not a prank call. You just need to do the research, ma'am. Well, there's your gross negligence.
The FBI joined forces with our intelligence, military, and homeland security professionals to break up al-Qaeda cells, disrupt their activities, and thwart their plots. I'll say it as clearly as I can. So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. Countless Americans are alive today, and our country is more secure because of the FBI's outstanding work under the leadership of Bob Mueller. All the while, Bob and the FBI have been tireless against a whole range of challenges, from preventing violent crime and reducing gang activity, including along our border.
A report revealing 68,000 illegal immigrants convicted of a crime were released in the United States instead of being deported.
Amnesty is the immigration system we have today.
Well, you have to admit, this is disturbing. The Obama administration admitting to giving a known gang member amnesty to stay right here in the United States. And then a year and a half later, that same known gang member arrested for murder of America's top model contestant. So why was the known gang member given amnesty to be here in the first place?
The town overwhelmed by a surge in illegal border crossings.
How did we get to where we are today?
Every 72 hours, Department of Homeland Security buses bringing another 120 illegal immigrants, many of them quickly released into the community.
You are not following the law. You are breaking the law.
And I remain loyal to you, Mr. President.
My next guest, a former Secret Service agent, well, he's seen it all, is now sounding the alarm and saying that what goes on behind closed doors at this White House is actually much worse than any of us can imagine. Here to explain is the man himself, author of the brand new book, Life Inside the Bubble, Why a Top-Ranked Secret Service Agent Walked Away from It All. Dan Bongino, how are you, sir?
Doing great.
Good to see you.
Sean.
And you know what? I wear the Secret Service pin every night. It's the most highly coveted pin there is. Everyone wants one. How long are you Secret Service agent? 12 years, right?
12 years, that's right.
So you served 3 presidents, Clinton, Bush, and Obama.
And Obama, that's right.
Why do you say this White House is worse than people know? That's scary. That's ominous.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to frighten people, but I do have to sound an alarm. It's become a system. This White House has taken patronage and, more importantly, punishment to the next level. Let's be honest, there's always been patronage, although with their Solyndra scandals, I think they've taken that to the next level. The dangerous part, and what I want to sound the alarm on, is the punishment system. You know, Sean, government is a weapon.
And if you look at what the Department of Homeland Security has been purchasing over the last year, it comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
That's enough bullets to supply the equivalent of the Iraq War for 24 years. This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.
More than 7,000 fully automatic assault weapons, 2,700 MRAP-type vehicles, and now drones. Those are instruments of war. Department of Homeland Security's, who are they going to fight a war against?
Dr. Brzezinski, I want to start. You're a member of an exclusive club of national security advisors to presidents.
And somebody who I've learned an immense amount from, and for him to support me in this campaign and then be willing to come out here to Iowa is a testimony to his generosity. So if everybody could please give Dr. Brzezinski another round of applause.
And these new and old major powers face still yet another novel reality, in some respects unprecedented. And it is that while the lethality of their power is greater than ever, their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. I once put it rather pungently, and I was flattered that the British Foreign Secretary repeated this, as follows. Namely, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people, literally. It was easier to control 1 million people than physically to kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. It is easier to kill than to control. And of course, that bears directly on the use of force.
And if you look at what the Department of Homeland Security has been purchasing over the last year, it comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
That's enough bullets to supply the equivalent of the Iraq War for 24 years. This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.
More than 7,000 fully automatic assault weapons, 2,700 MRAP type vehicles, and now drones.
Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people.
Department of Homeland Security's, who are they going to fight a war against?
This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.